Hello everyone, welcome to this series of leadership talks, and we have today Neha with us. Neha has worked with a lot of companies, but she did her BTech in computer science in Dr. K.N. Modi Institute of Engineering and Technology. Then she has done her 15 months advanced management program in business analytics from Indian School of Business, and there are a lot of Azure certifications that I see that she has. And Neha started off working as a senior software engineer with Tech Mahindra. Then she worked as a data specialist with IBM. Then she worked as a technical specialist working in the space of vision, design, and implementation of quality products at Otis Elevator. Then she worked with PepsiCo as well as DevSec Ops Manager, first senior manager. Then she elevated herself, and then now she is working as a general manager in the space of AI and machine learning with Welspun Transformative or Transformation Services Limited, right? And I think it's 10 months that you have been associated with Welspun, Neha. Thank you so much. You have tremendous experience, worked with a lot of companies. So we thought we should capture the knowledge that you have for the betterment of wider society, Neha. Thank you for pulling off time. So the first question is, Neha, a lot of people who want to venture into this space want to understand what are a few of the real world projects which people work on. Would you like to throw some light on that?
Absolutely, Bernie. So I'll just give a quick brief. So when it comes to Wellspun Enterprises, this is mostly a conglomerate of a lot many companies. Like we do have a plethora of companies, starting from WLL, which is Wellspun Living. Then we have WDI, we have WEL, we have WML. So many companies, and all of them, and majority of them into manufacturing and other experiences. Having said that, what we actually do is try to, and as a when you really try to solve a problem, you look at that, what is the problem the people at the plants have. So mostly the problems which we started having, and as a WTSL or Western GCC, where we were mostly responsible, or we were the backbone of understanding all our conglomerates problems. And having said that, everybody wanted a AI solution for any problem, which is, I mean, that is also a problem in this area. And that's where a lot of problems which we are trying to tackle are from the manufacturing industries. And I do have a strong technical team where we work closely to understand what exactly is needed, how do you tailor made a solution or AI solution, and then being able to deploy it at the same time, being able to adopt the solution. That's something we target on. And likewise, Bharni, as I said, we will have a plethora of use cases from each and every industry we support, and then we try to help them the same way.
Wonderful, wonderful. So very clearly, Neha, you're saying that first of all, having domain knowledge is very important.
Yeah.
And understanding the business pain area is the second most important thing, rather than we assuming that this could be a possible AI.
Absolutely,
Solution.
absolutely, Bertie. That is there for sure, because if you don't understand business problem, you will not be able to. If you don't understand the pain point, see, I always feel that let's not build a product based on what we want. Let's build something which is a problematic area or a pain point. There should be a need for it. There should be a need for a product. So that's how we think. Like when we try to solution a problem, that's how we try to put ourselves in the shoes of the person who is facing the problem, and then try to build it.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Neha, for sharing that real world use case. And another question is, if you were to hire someone in your team, what are the kind of skills that you're looking at, Neha? Given that today we have a lot of GenAI tools, we have
Yes.
Cursor, Replit, Bolt, Codex, Lovable Dev, and the list is going on, where using basic English prompts, you would be able to build a complete application. So would you prefer someone with BA in English or BTech in computer science?
But I will still go with BTech in computer science. Why?
Okay.
Because I mean, I understand the question where it is coming from, because I feel that the core remains the same. I mean, I still feel maths and statistics is a fundamental which should be there. And programming skills, though I know with the evolution of chat gpt and the things, it is less, but you should know what you want, and then only even gpt can help you there, right? So according to me, I mean, if I have to pick up, it is btech in computer science first.
Okay. And what kind of skills do you specifically look for, Neha? And I mean, should they be having intermediary experience in math, stats, programming, etc., or should they be adroit experts, or even basic level knowledge is okay as long as they can use their analytical capabilities?
Yeah. So what I look for, again, it depends on the kind of position which we have. But to start with, I strongly look for machine learning experience. Somebody who should understand how does algorithms work, right? That helps. So machine learning is a must. So having said that, a lot of use cases do converge to deep learning. So understanding of deep learning helps. Understanding how does we do data processing, it helps. Programming is a must. Python helps because without coding, as I said, it will not be able to solve work on the real time problems. Having said that, I feel the world today, we have knowledge everywhere. We have like competitions like Kaggle. We have real time data sets. So I feel that problem solving attitude is most important. So if somebody really have that problem solving attitude, you can actually pick up something from Kaggle, try to see how is it being solved, right? And that's how you basically, that solution evolves. Then you try to relate to real time problems. It could be anything. I mean, we talk about image classification, we do talk about predictive analytics. I mean, a lot of forecasting as well. I mean, I did not mention it, but the way we have evolved is we did do a forecasting for cotton, because a lot of our cotton procurement heads need that. And we were able to evolve that model, scale up to a model in a way that for all the soft commodities. So we did it for cotton. Now we are doing it for coking coal, which is again used in WDI plants, the huge plants which actually use coking coal for a lot of their processes. So that's how it is evolving. So the idea remains the same. Your basics has to be really strong. It need to have machine learning, deep learning, pre-processing, understanding stats. You should understand all these basic things, and then try to work on real-time problems. You have data available. Try to see how does things work, fit in, beat, and try to see what is your vote into that, and then it helps. And you can always participate in the hackathons. You can get something from Kaggle. You can gain practical exposure. So there is no limit. I mean, now the world is like, you don't, even if you are not working in an actual company, you have every practical exposure to a lot many things which are already available. So that helps for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you're saying that foundation is very important, working knowledge of machine learning algorithms, deep learning algorithms, forecasting techniques, pre-processing, which is extremely important step, and most importantly, the problem-solving attitude.
Right.
They should, even if they are freshers, you're saying that they should pick up some real-world problems from Kaggle elsewhere, and they should actually apply their analytical capabilities to that.
Absolutely, Bernie. And added to that, soft skills is also important, because unless this is there with AI folks, they are so technical that they themselves know how to solve a problem, but they're not able to communicate it to the wider group, the stakeholders, that this is how a problem is solved. So sometimes when I look at my team, the way they work, no, I don't see a challenge in building a solution, but I see definitely have a challenge in communicating what has been built to the leadership. That's always there. So the way I kind of mentor my team, I always say that, well, like, we will always have those brainstorming sessions where we try to understand that what all we can do to solve a problem. Then towards it, it is always in my forte to push them to make a presentation also for the leadership, so that they are able to communicate what it is. Though, I mean, we all know how difficult when it comes when we talk about explainability in AI, but that that thing should be there. So even the freshers in my team, I must say that they are so amazing in making the decks themselves, that actually they don't need me at all doing the stuff which they actually can do. So yeah, that is also a very important part of it.
Wonderful, wonderful, Aneha. That is a very good leadership skill that you have. You're upskilling your team members as well,
Yes,
and you're
absolutely. Yes.
ensuring that even without your presence, things move on smoothly, so that you can focus on other very important pressing activities. Yeah, wonderful.
Right, Bernie. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Neha, once again for pulling off time from your busy schedule. From manufacturing use cases to reducing the rejections pertaining to pipes to what is the kind of skills that people must have in order to get selected in Welspun is truly an inspirational talk. And I'm certain more than 700,000 people are subscribed to our social media platforms. A lot of people are those people who aspire to get into this field, and they would certainly get benefited. They'll upskill themselves, they'll start working on real world projects affirmatively, and hopefully they'll become successful. Thank you so much, Neha, once
Wonderful.
again. Do
Thank
stay
you, Bernie.
and all the best for your future.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.